Hey, welcome back to Divinity Gems. Got my Capricorn reading coming up for the week. Capricorn, September 10th through the 16th. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Please hit the subscribe button. Like something. Gonna use the vision quest for you guys and pull some clarity. And then there is a new moon today in Virgo. And you guys had some type of grand earth trine going on. Hopefully bringing you back. Bottom of the deck. It's grandmother, which would be like the empress. Grandma is that person in their culture. It'd be like the empress. So there's wisdom there. There's wisdom. There's nurturing. There is an embodiment of experienced feminine energy. So the know-how is on the grandmother, which would be the know-how of all the queens in the tarot deck. So that wisdom of the empress is the wisdom of the grandmother. Starting out, Four of Water, Four of Cups. Abundance in this deck. Abundance. It is to me having too much emotionally, and the need to go back and release some of our emotions here. This is emotional baggage to me. Emotional baggage. But the medicine wheel being out, which is the Wheel of Fortune type of deal, is transforming that right there. That built up, where we do have a build up, emotional build up here that we need to release. That's being transformed for us. It's being transformed for us. And that's just what you're thinking about right now with the Four of Air out, Four of Swords. It is thinking about or just resting and chilling as this is transforming, as this is taking place, this release, this emotional release that you are having right now. So something had to take place recently, or is about to take place in our lives, where we did some kind of way emotionally take a hit, emotionally feel a loss in our life in some type of way. You had an emotional release, Capricorn, over either someone or something. I'm going to lean more towards the someone because of the way it is about your emotions. I mean, it still could be a thing. It could be a job that you were attached to, or a relationship or person. But whatever this thing that you were attached to, there was an emotional release over it. It is coming if it has not been here, but the transformation of it, the change of it, the cycle is turning for you on it. And you're just kind of in contemplation mode and just figuring it all out. Integration is out. So I feel like this was about the balance of who you were with, the balance of whether it was a perfect fit for you or not, whether it was balanced or not, in masculine and feminine energy. So we're talking about strength and power along with nurturing and compassion, those type of things, masculine, feminine. Is it balanced? Or the person that we're with, are they balancing to us? Is this the yin to our yang? Is this the match for us? Is this the person that balances us out well? Ten of Air is out. So Ten of Swords type of energy is negative thinking. It's a being in your head, being stuck in your head, not feeling like you can handle it, not feeling like you can accomplish it, just negatively thinking about the situation is here as well. So I'm going to put that towards the relationship, towards the situation, why there was an emotional release over it, and how you felt about it. It was not good. Like, it was not giving you positive confidence in it. This was something that was not balanced and was not working well. You didn't have any confidence in it. Though you were emotional over it. So it was something that you cared about, something that you loved, someone that you loved or cared about very deeply. But the situation was turned into a negative situation by everything that was going on because there was no balance there. Son of Fire here. So this would be the Knight of Wands. This would be moving towards or taking action towards something that you believe in, something that you want, something you desire to come about. But you didn't have the confidence on you at first, neither, as in this deck, the Son of Fire is just getting those lightning bolts to his head, just getting the clarity that he needs to understand why he needs to move forward. Because before, you were feeling this Seven of Swords, Seven of Air type of energy of feeling held back, of feeling like you couldn't move towards it, feeling like you couldn't even move away from it. So not so much moving towards it, but coming out of this situation, feeling like you could never come out of this situation. You could never fix it or get it right, which is what you wanted to do as the Son of Fire. Your action taking was all towards trying to get this situation right, all trying to fix this and balance it back out and make it right and make it work for you. Some kind of way you were trying to make it work for you. But what you did learn through trying to hold on to this situation with your willpower, with this Two of Wands type of energy, Two of Fire type of energy, you trying to make it work. I mean, you really tried. This is just, you're trying with all your heart, with all your might and all your integrity. That's what I see on that. You tried with an integrity, try to hold on to this situation. And here I see a love situation as well, to make this situation work, to keep the two of you together in the right way. But the integration of you two being balanced in the right way never came about. Like it wasn't there. It wasn't there. But what happened was you got wiser. Grandfather's here too. This is the Empress and the Empress. You got a lot smarter through this situation. And so this cycle is about to be over. It's about to be over. And so I feel like that's where the emotional release of, through this whole ordeal, through you really trying to make this work for a long time and fighting through it and holding on to it, and just with your willpower really trying to, and this is length, this is time, this is not, I worked on this for a month and it didn't work out. For most of you guys, I want to say this was some years, and you put a lot of your willpower, your strength into making this relationship, this situation work. And now that it's coming to an end, now that the decision has been made, now that it's time to move towards the new. Nine of Earth, accumulation, which I know it's about to return you something great after enduring through this situation. And not only because you endured through it and you did what was in your own best interest to finally let go of this situation. I feel for most of you, that's what the outcome was. You let go of the situation. But what you gained from it, what you learned from it with this grandmother, grandfather type of wisdom that you've added now to yourself, this Empress, Emperor. But now you know that you are this stable, secure person on your own, and that this person didn't validate you. Though your efforts were there to try to make it work, it still didn't make it work. But that does not mean that's a failure on your part, as you Capricorns. You Capricorns are stable and like to succeed. You like to succeed. And so maybe just your perception of this is looking at this as a failure. Like, I failed. I was supposed to keep me and this person together, this situation together, and I failed. You did not fail. You did not fail. This was not balanced. The only failure in staying inside a situation that's not balanced is that you stayed too long inside a situation that was not balanced. The victory comes when you can let go, when you can have this emotional release and be okay knowing that you're having it to do what's in your own best interest, Capricorn. This describes you guys so well. My sense of humor is, don't pay my laughing no mind, but my sense of humor is just, it's almost ironic type of laugh, because here I have the Father of Earth and the Seven of Earth, which you know you guys are Earth signs. This will be Pentacles in the other deck. So you got the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. This is you guys. You sit here in your Earth energy and you will not be moved. And he just looking like he will not be moved. He will not be moved. And you didn't want to be moved for a long time on this situation. You sat on it with all of your willpower. With all of your willpower. Because you believed in it and you wanted it. But you see, all this time, it was a dead sunflower. And wasn't going to ever grow anymore at all. But you kept on trying to grow it. You kept on. You're like, if I just keep trying, if I just hold on, I mean, just hold on. This fist is holding on tight, like I could do it. I could do it. And yeah, it just never grew anything else back. It wasn't balanced. It wasn't balanced. So now, if you can find the way, Capricorn, to let go, if you haven't already, because most of you, I feel like, have at least already made the decision that you know that that's what it is and that's what you have to do. So if you're further along in the process and you've already made the decision and you came to that conclusion and you've made that announcement, it is about the emotional release of it, the being okay with it afterwards and not being stuck in your feelings over it now that you've done it, because you know you've made the wise decision now. You didn't make, just a knee-jerk reaction type of decision because you wouldn't on something that you've been holding on to and fighting for so long like this, that you did not want to let go until you were just finally forced to see that this wasn't, ever going to bring you any balance or any results like that. And right now, I just feel like you're in your head just because it was very emotional for you to have to change something like that as a grounded earth sign that's really just used to having things one way. It wasn't easy for you. It was not easy for you, but you are now learning that sometimes doing what's in your own best interest is not easy. Ace of Fire is out. This is your energy to put towards being successful at moving forward and doing what you have to do and then starting something new. This is the go ahead on that. This is, you're going to have the energy, you're going to have the power behind you, the drive and the determination. You're going to take that action. You're going to take it. And you're going to be victorious. Going to be victorious at winning the battle. And winning this battle, this stressful situation, you're going to get through it. Going to get through, Capricorn. After this emotional release comes, the new moon is probably bringing you this emotional release. I'll pull a couple of clarifiers from there. This is fantasy world. That's maybe what you were in all this time, just the whole time that, I'm going to go back to this card. The whole time that Seven of Earth, you were seeing Seven of Cups. And what you really weren't seeing was that it was the Seven of Earth. Yeah, it wasn't coming back. You thought it was a magic fantasy dragon ride with cups of emotions all over the place and rainbows, and there's just a whole lot going on right there with Seven of Cups, because it is fantasy land. It is fantasy land, which is kind of what it's showing me you were in when it came to how you looked at this person for so long, and now you're really seeing the whole time. Yeah, you were kind of imbalanced, very imbalanced. But now you're about to rebalance. And justice will be restored here. She's got those scales right there. It's a Libra card too. But justice is about to be restored. And you are once again going to have to look towards healing that thing that had you stuck, that thing that had you feeling like you couldn't walk away, or for what reason that you stayed in an imbalanced situation for so long. Reevaluating where that came from, how that came about will also help you moving forward, because it's about learning not to repeat the same patterns in our lives, learning lessons through the good situations and the bad situations that happen to us for a reason. So it's about learning through the good situations, but definitely from the bad situations. We learn how not to repeat that same cycle again. So the next time we recognize we're in an imbalanced situation, how much do we continue to give to that situation before we decide this is not working because it's not balanced? It's not balanced. It's not healthy for me. How can I grow if I'm the one who gives more? Sometimes as the givers, as a Capricorn is a giver, the one that lets everybody lean on them, we allow it to the point where we're actually not being helpful to ourselves. And actually, you can't be helpful to the other person as you think you're being to the other person, because the whole time you sat there enabling that person to think it was okay to take more than they gave, then we weren't helping that person learn their lesson either. It goes to making you raise your awareness and your consciousness about how your decisions are affecting things and how you can start to be responsible for the chaos in your own life. Now you have nobody to blame because you understand the responsibility that you had in this, the role that you had in this, where sometimes we want to put it on the other person. Yeah, the other person has a lesson to learn, but how did we contribute to that other person being able to do that to us? We allowed it. So we start to take responsibilities for the things that happen in our life. We start to see our own roles in them. And now we start to take more action towards making things happen in our life and not allowing things to happen in our life. And that is the message I think you're learning overall through this endeavor playing out finally and coming to a close. I feel it's coming to a close. And you are at the ending of it. That was the underlying message for you, Capricorn, to get through this process. All right, Black Moon Astrology card has pulled out Saturn, your planet, has pulled out truth. Very, very interesting. Your planet Saturn was in retrograde all that time and came out just on September 5th, moving direct September 6th. So building up again. And that is a heavy energy to be under. That's why you guys are so grounded and always so stable. Saturn gets you right. It is, we call it the daddy of the zodiac. When Saturn comes around, it gives you a tough lesson to make sure that you are doing what's in your own best interest and aiming to go higher. All right, Saturn truth. As she has planted, so does she harvest. Such is the fields of karma. Great quote, Sri Guru Granth Sahib. So some guru said that. I mean, so as she is planted, so does she harvest. Such is the field of karma. What you reap, you surely will sow. And I think you learned that through this lesson, as long as you continued in that situation that was imbalanced for you. You saw your karma in this. So it says, Saturn card says that it may feel bad now, but it is going to be resolved. Saturn is the planet of the Reaper, the Lord of Karma, and this rainbow planet represents what is tangible and solid in our lives. The Greeks called Saturn Cronus, and Cronus was the father of Zeus. Cronus devoured his children to prevent losing his throne as the king of the gods. Saturn in astrology is often referred to as the god who ate his own children because the energy of this planet seems to show no mercy. Y'all stuck in your ways type of energy. Saturn, but Saturn is not exactly cruelty. It simply points out what is true and cuts away what is delusional or no longer useful. When the Saturn card presents itself, know that you are being challenged. It is time to make it or break it. Life may seem harsh and restrictive. You are facing an enemy who may be yourself. Deep. Saturn shows us that at times it is in our better interest not to have those things we want, and that if we were to have them, they can lead us to our own destruction. If this is a time of sorrow or hopelessness, realize that it's all about diligence, sticking to what you believe in and adhering to your goals. This is a period in your life that emphasizes toughness and work, roughness and work, toughness and work. Okay. It's all about not giving up and following through. Saturn also deals with power and control, often meaning law enforcement and the military. You may have encounters with law enforcement at this time. Do watch for that possibility. Although the encounter may not necessarily be a negative one, if it is, though, you will need to play by the rules and do what is thought correct or expected. We are talking about conventions here. Any rallying against authority or tradition will not serve you well at this moment. Some of y'all keep that in mind going through this week. One of the more positive sides, you may meet a fatherly type who will help you advance your goals. Saturn can sometimes herald the appearance of a sage or a teacher. This will be no small thing and can indicate a mentor arriving just when you are in most need of one. Dealing with the aged may be an issue now or in the near future. Problems with the bones, joints, skeletal structures could pop up, dental complications, all right, feeling your age. No matter what your biological age is, will seem pressing and even worrying. Y'all don't be stuck over your age. Age ain't nothing but a number. Why you haven't accomplished more at this age, where you want to be at that age. Yeah, getting into that energy. Don't be wasting your time doing that stuff. Did I allow important affairs to slip by me while concentrating on this non-essential matter? Yes. Beating yourself up now that you have understood what this was and that you may have held on a little too long, and finally now that it's all over, what should you do different? Yeah, getting caught up and beating yourself up over this energy. Don't do that. Don't do that. The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path, helping you face parts of your life you may dread but simply must fulfill. They are your contracts towards more solid achievements and a better life. Circumstances may be harsh for a while, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. It's a good time to be diligent and not rush anything. Whatever you are asking about is likely to take considerable time and not come about too quickly. So, I really see you guys in here as those Capricorns. I really see Capricorn when reading the Saturn energy, because it is a restrictive type of folly, type of structured type of energy where you do things structurally and routinely in order to accomplish things. This is what you do. You accomplish things. And maybe some of us are getting older and we had set a date as far as this age, where you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have done by this age, by then, and you're judging yourself on some really unfair standards and measuring sticks right now. So Capricorn, throw all that type of stuff out of the window. That stuff is unnecessary stress. As I said, where was my favorite one against you? Like, you were the one. The enemy popping up at these times is you. Is you. That line was in there somewhere. But yeah, you are your own worst enemy. Sometimes I really do see that you are very hard on yourself, Capricorn. And it's this time of knowing that you can forgive yourself for, okay, I should have did this when I did this. I held on maybe when I should have let go. That type of stuff you can never beat yourself up over. It's about, okay, I learned from it and now I'm going to do this differently moving forward. It's the only thing it's asking of you is to learn from it, not to wallow in. Got that from another one of my favorite readers, Soulful Revolution Tarot. Not wallowing in after we learn something, the lesson, now that I get the lesson, not sitting here in this energy of I should have got it. I should have got it. How did I not see it? Why did I not doing that to yourself? Actually assist you on the healing process. If you continue to do that, you'll never heal from and move past this and get past it emotionally. So it's about not wallowing in the why did this happen and why did I waste my time and beating yourself up like that. Please don't do that. Capricorn, that serves you no purpose and it actually sets you back when you're learning to move forward. So keep moving forward, keeping you on your path. That is the gift that Saturn does give us. That is a great line. The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path. It shows up when we are falling off or not seeing something or being stuck on a certain cycle for so long. And Saturn's like, all right, this lesson's come around 3 times. Like, what's the problem? You don't see what we're trying to get you to do to grow and move past this. And you're like, no. So it comes around again. And after a while, something has to take place in order for you to get this lesson. So it's saying when Saturn shows up, it's out of love that Saturn actually shows up and rocks this thing away from you. You know, that's when you have a tower moment that changes everything and makes the situation change because we didn't see it. It's out of love that Saturn does that to keep you on your path. Circumstances may be harsh, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. So may be rough to walk away from something or someone that you love so dearly and tried so long and so hard and put effort into, but you're knowing that this is to take you to a higher place on your path. So it's not in vain, though it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes those actions are not going to feel good, but we know in the long run they are for our own happiness. They're not to make us miserable. So obviously you will get past this moment of feeling a little saddened over it, and things will start to feel better for you moving forward as you learn, you know, the reasoning behind it, as you come to grips with the logic of it, and you are okay with moving on. You feel a whole lot better after this new moon starts, the new endeavor starts, the new, and you can release the old and be okay with releasing the old, not staying in your feelings, not beating yourself up about why the old didn't work, but looking forward to the new and being confident in the new will get you through this period. And you'll be back to handling business, Capricorn, like you always do. Handling new business now, just better, healthier, balanced business will be added to your plate now versus stuff that was not balancing you out, not for your own best interest. All right. Take care. That was your reading. If you need to book a personal reading, all that below my website is where you do all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Until next time.